Fatty tournament.
Sheik still competes.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Sheik is top 4 character in the game. But it looks like they got the TV swapped out. I think that they're going right into it. Yeah, they're fighting, yeah. They're scrapping. So at the end of the day, though, I don't think that, you know, we call it, oh, it's like kind of a counter pick. I think that sometimes when a character has specific tools that are stronger than in a normal matchup, they were just like, oh, it's like a counter pick or whatever. But at the end of the day, I still think that this is largely an even matchup.
It's just all skill at the end of the day for Krudo and Grab.
Yeah, one of like the big differences might be just the stage counter pick, right? You know, because of how weak or how much difficulty Sheik can have on a stage like Final D, right? Sheik's not gonna die like Fox to like a chain grab and, you know, like the 0-to-death or anything, but Sheik as a character is just weaker on a stage without platforms like we see right there, being able to use needles, drop down fair, just the platforms add so much, so many folds to the gameplay of Sheik.
And also, as far as the crouching meta, it's good for Marth to crouch, but the only options you can see him doing are maybe he gets pushed back and hits a down tilt, or he grabs, and maybe he misses the grab. When you're Sheik, you might get a pop-up down tilt, your grab, which just has a more devastating and quicker punish on it.
Yeah, and to that point, from crouch, I mean, an auto-cancel fair is going to stuff most options, right? Down tilt's not going to beat auto-cancel fair from Sheik, right? Grab, I don't even think that if you space it well, right?
No, Sheik is deadly off the crouch. Waiting at any instance for Marth to misspace one of the sword aerials.
And it's such a low profile, and we see that clearly paying off really, really well. Krudo has been running away with this matchup, has been getting a couple of good, strong sequences, some combos, using those platforms like we were talking about earlier. Ooh, that down tilt barely missed. Really good sweet spot by Krudo. And that's going to do it. Marth, unfortunately, with one of the weaker recoveries, especially for a top tier, right?
Bit of a baptism game one.
Baptism?
Yeah, kind of rough.
Yeah, it's like Marth's recovery is, I feel like Marth and Sheik both have weaker recoveries, but for completely different reasons, right? Marth just doesn't like go as far, right? Sheik can actually travel really far between double jump and vanish, but you just get punished. It's so exploitable, right? So it's like, whereas with Marth, like if you are like getting back to the stage, like up B is kind of difficult to challenge if you sweet spot it, right?
And as far as Marth killing and trying to loot Sheik, F smash for Marth can be a bit obnoxious if the Sheik wants just Omsa tech, and Krudo is.
Yeah, Krudo was absolutely popping off that that like weak up air as part of the combo. I mean, it was just, oh my goodness! It was like almost like a relaunch juggle in Guilty Gear, right? Like you got the air juggle, you landed, you got the 5P, and you just went back up in the air for another full air juggle. It was so sick.
You look away for 1 second, and suddenly Krudo's drank the monster, and now he's freaking out on the stage. Just going crazy on the sticks.
Yeah, he had to get through the first lap. He had to get through the first game to get boost power, right?
Grab willing to keep it here. Gonna try and space down till hoping. Oh, excellent grab. I don't know about the F smash jump check.
Yeah, I mean, Krudo also went for the, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that Krudo was able to get a P out in time. That was crazy. And unfortunately, not enough aerial drift after the end of Vanish to be able to drift back onto the stage and Grab able to just ledge hog. And oh wow, that was a interesting angle on the Vanish, able to kind of turn things around during that edge guard situation. And Sheik probably going to take the stock right now, but pretty much dead even.
You see on the approach how Krudo has simplified it to just trying to space fair perfectly. Marth has little to offer. You see Krudo just changing the timing on it, varying it every second, just trying to get that hit, knowing Marth cannot punish after.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty devastating. That's really difficult to get, the 2 hits of the up smash, right? But it's so strong and does so much percent, and pretty strong punish, and I thought he was going to down air and just take both of them out, right? I thought Grab was a madman for a
No,
second.
no,
But
no, 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 no. So such a sane individual.
Yeah, it's like, no, you got some sense. I don't think either of these players, certainly neither of these players, wants to go home getting 7th place.
It was hard to expect that F tilt, since the nature of hitbox, it like sweeps up for a second, like it goes downward and goes out.
Yeah, unfortunately, messed up that edge guard versus Sheik. Got back onto the stage and did an up air. Might have been trying to go for up tilt, accidentally did tap jump. You know, that's something that a lot of Smash players from other games talk about, is how much difficulty they have with tap jump, right? I don't think Melee players ever complain about that. If you play Melee, like, tap jump is a non-issue, right? It's people that like don't actually play Melee, but sometimes it does come into effect. But after being up 3 stocks to 2 versus Krudo, Krudo just went right back and just completely took over that match from there.
And we'll see a return to FD.
Yeah, there is. I was talking a little bit about this yesterday, that there are times where you have a counter pick where it is like better overall, but a different stage might fit your playstyle better. And then there are counter picks like this where there is no reason not to go back there. It is so much better than your other options that I don't think that there's any like differing playstyle that would make you want to pick another stage, right?
And it was so genius of Grab in that first stock to catch on to how during the game Krudo was just exposing using the AC fair, and he chose to just nair in place to catch that and got a full 0 to death off of it.
Yeah, I think Krudo was cooking that same combo from the last game where they're getting they're popping up Marth and they're getting the rising up air into falling forward air and getting a re-grab off of it. It's such a cool combo. And I say that, but Marth fired right back with a tipper forward smash that almost killed.
This nair adaptation from Grab is so vital. It's catching him money every second you see him do it. Every second now, he is ready for Krudo to fair, and he's looking to see if he can catch him with nair, fair, and juggle him from that point.
Yeah, you know, Sheik is kind of the character that bullies a lot of people with forward air and back air that you can't really challenge. And oh no. Unfortunate mistake, dying at a really early percent there, but still has a pretty sizable lead. I really do like that. So Martha's one of the only characters like that that can change the way that they're facing in the air without using a B move, right? So you see Marth do the back air, not just for the hitbox, but they'll use it to turn their character around and be able to, you know, grab ledge after dashing off a stage or some other edge guard setup, right? It's a neat little nuance that honestly not a lot of characters are able to do.
They just spend a millisecond in a move, drop down, reverse, grab ledge. Peach kind of does it at a much slower pace when you do the backwards turnip throw.
Yeah, exactly. I do like doing that, exactly. I like Krudo going for double jump fair from off stage like that, and Grab was like, I know that this Sheik is going to double jump fair. Let me just wave dash back.
And actually a little full hop from Grab gets some damage to almost 80 here.
Yeah, and after... that's going to be a 3-0, and just it happened multiple times where Grab was cooking. Grab was cooking, and Krudo just came right back with some really, really devastating combos. I love that re-grab combo that Krudo was doing with the rising up air and falling forward air. Got that a couple of times, and Grab had some really good tipper work, I feel like, and I think Krudo's just built different.
I think